Welcome back to our daily English podcast for beginners. I'm so happy you're here with us today. And today, my dear listener, we're going to dive into one of the most important and most misunderstood topics in English, the difference between present simple and present continuous. These two tenses seem simple, but students mix them up all the time, and that's okay. Helen tells me that even after years of teaching, she still notices how useful clear explanations can be. And that's exactly what we're going to give you today.
Absolutely. And the good news is this. Once you understand the logic behind these two tenses, everything becomes simple. English grammar is not about memorizing rules. It's about seeing patterns, recognizing habits, and feeling the difference between a stable world and a moving moment. John always says, present simple is your camera taking photos. Present continuous is your camera recording video. And honestly, it works for everyone.
I love that metaphor. So before we break it down, let's do something simple. Imagine your life like a movie. Some things in this movie happen regularly, like brushing your teeth, drinking your morning coffee, going to work, cooking dinner, feeling tired at night. These things repeat. They are habits. They describe who you are and what your life looks like most days.
That's present simple.
Exactly. Now imagine that the camera switches to a scene happening right now. Maybe you're making a cup of tea, maybe you're listening to this podcast, maybe you're walking down the street, maybe your baby is crying, maybe your dog is barking. These things are not habits. They aren't your daily routine. They are happening in this moment.
That's present continuous.
So let's start building your understanding step by step. And we'll start with present simple because every English learner uses it constantly. Okay, let's talk about present simple. Present simple describes things that happen all the time, or almost all the time. It also describes facts, routines, or things that are generally true. For example, I drink coffee in the morning. Helen teaches English. John lives in Buenos Aires. The sun rises in the east. Dogs like sleeping on soft pillows. In all these examples, nothing is happening right now. The point is that these things happen regularly, or are true in general.
Exactly. And here's one of the biggest secrets. Present simple is the tense of your identity. It describes what kind of person you are, what your life usually looks like, what you do most days, what you like or don't like. For example, I study English every day. I work in an office. I love chocolate. I don't watch TV at night. These sentences tell me something about you, not just the moment, but the pattern of your life. That's the real power of present simple.
Let's do a little comparison using our daily routine. I'll say a present simple sentence, and you, dear listener, imagine it as a photo, a stable, calm photo. Then I'll say present continuous, and you imagine it as a short video clip. Ready?
I'll start. I read books. Photo. This means reading is my habit. I'm reading a book right now. Video. This means I'm in the middle of a book right now. I cook dinner every day. Photo. I'm cooking dinner right now. Video. I live in Buenos Aires. Photo. I'm living in Buenos Aires for the summer. Video.
That last one is so important because students often ask, can I say I'm living in Buenos Aires? Yes, but it means something temporary. Maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, but not forever. Present continuous often gives the idea of temporary life. Greg is working in Chile these days. Temporary. Helen is teaching an intensive course this week. Temporary. But Helen teaches English. That's her profession. John lives in Argentina. That's his long-term life. Let's listen to a short dialogue between two friends, Emma and David. Listen carefully to the difference between the two tenses.
Hey, Emma. What do you usually do on weekends?
I usually visit my parents, but today I'm studying for an exam. And you?
I usually play football with my friends. Oh, wow. You're studying on a Saturday?
Yes, because the exam is on Monday. And right now, I'm reading the last chapter.
Good luck. So, do you like this subject?
Not really. I prefer history, but I'm learning biology this semester. Did you hear the contrast? I usually play. Routine. I usually visit. Routine. I'm studying today. Happening now. I'm reading the last chapter. Happening now. I prefer history. General preference. I'm learning biology this semester. Temporary situation. That's it. The combination of habit and now is the key.
Now, let's look at present continuous more closely. Present continuous shows actions happening now, near now, or around now. It can also describe temporary life situations, things that are not permanent. For example, I'm listening to this podcast. Helen is making coffee right now. My kids are playing in the living room. John is working on a new project these days. I'm reading a fantastic book this week. Notice something. All these actions have movement. They're happening in your timeline. They're not your permanent identity. They're your current moment.
Let's do something interesting. Imagine you're describing your life to a new friend. You say, I work in marketing. Your profession. I'm working from home this week. Temporary situation. You say, I study English every day. Habit. I'm studying English with Helen this month. Temporary program. You say, I live in Mendoza. Long term. I'm living with my sister while I renovate my apartment. Temporary. This contrast is exactly what your brain needs to hear again and again. Okay, dear listener, it's your turn. I'll give you two versions of a sentence. One is present simple, one is present continuous. You choose which one is correct for the situation. Ready? 1. Situation. You're talking about your morning routine. A. I drink tea every morning. B. I'm drinking tea every morning. Correct is A. Because it's a routine. 2. Situation. You're holding a cup of tea right now. A. I drink tea. B. I'm drinking tea. Correct is B. Because it's happening now. 3. Situation. You're staying with a friend for 1 month. A. I live with my friend. B. I'm living with my friend. Correct is B. Temporary. 4. Situation. You're telling someone your profession. A. I'm working as a teacher. B. I work as a teacher. Correct is B. Long-term identity. Well done. This is exactly how English becomes natural. You stop memorizing rules and start feeling the time, the moment, the life pattern. Let's listen to another dialogue. Two friends, Lucas and Maria, meet in a cafe. Listen carefully to how they mix present simple and present continuous naturally.
Hey, Maria. What are you doing here? I thought you usually have lunch at home.
I usually do, but today I'm meeting a client. He's running late, so I'm drinking a coffee while I wait.
Oh, that's nice. Do you like this cafe?
Yes, I come here all the time. The barista knows my name. And what about you? Are you working today?
Well, I work from home on Fridays, but today I'm working in the office because we're preparing a presentation.
Sounds busy. Do you enjoy your job?
Most days I do, but this week I'm feeling super tired. We're finishing a big project.
Did you notice? I usually have lunch at home. Routine. Today I'm meeting a client. Happening today. I come here all the time. Habit. Are you working today? Temporary. I work from home on Fridays. Regular schedule. Today, I'm working in the office. Exception. I'm feeling super tired this week. Temporary state. This is natural English. You can learn so much just by listening.
Now, here's something very few teachers explain clearly. Some verbs describe states, not actions. These verbs usually do not use present continuous. For example, I know the answer. I love ice cream. I believe you. I want a new phone. I remember this place. You don't say, I'm knowing. I'm loving, except in advertising. McDonald's I'm loving it is not grammar. It's marketing. Some verbs describe inner states, not actions you can be doing.
Okay, now try to find the mistake. I'll read 4 sentences. One of them is wrong. Can you guess which? A. I'm studying English right now. B. I drink water every day. C. I'm knowing the answer. D. I live in Cordoba. The incorrect sentence is C, because know is a state verb.
Let's imagine Julia, a typical English learner. Her life helps us understand the difference. Julia works in a bank. She wakes up at 7, drinks coffee, takes the bus, and arrives at 9. She speaks with clients, answers emails, and eats lunch at 1:30. After work, she goes home, cooks dinner, watches a series, and studies English in the evening. That is her present simple life. But today is different. Today, Julia is working from home because her son is sick. She's sending emails from the kitchen table, answering calls in her pajamas, and drinking tea instead of coffee. She's studying English right now while her son is sleeping. She's also preparing a big report this week. This is her present continuous world. Same woman,
And now
2
let's
different
look at those
time
tricky
lenses.
little things that confuse almost everyone. Temporary habits, emotional states, annoying behaviors, verbs that almost never use the continuous form, and those moments when continuous changes meaning completely. I'm excited because this is where your English starts sounding real, natural, confident, the way real people speak.
Yes, and what I love most is that when students understand the deeper layers, they suddenly hear English differently. In movies, podcasts, everyday conversations, they start to feel patterns and not just memorize rules. So let's continue building that feeling today. And of course, we'll keep giving you dialogues, comparisons, and lots of practice. We want this to be easy and enjoyable for you.
Let's begin with something that students often misunderstand: present continuous used for temporary habits. Present simple describes stable, long-term habits, things you do regularly. For example, I drink coffee every morning. But sometimes habits change for a short period, a week, a month, a season. These are still habits, but temporary ones, and English expresses them with present continuous.
Exactly. For example, I usually drink coffee in the morning, but these days I'm drinking tea. Or, I usually sleep well, but this week I'm sleeping terribly. Here's the formula to remember. Long-term habit, present simple. Short-term habit, present continuous.
Let's hear a short dialogue between Mark and Olivia. Hey Mark, I thought you usually go running in the evening.
I do, but this month I'm running in the mornings because my schedule changed.
Really? And do you like it?
Not really. I prefer evenings, but I'm trying morning workouts for a while.
Perfect example. Their usual routine is in present simple, the temporary change is in present continuous.
Now let's look at another interesting point. Present continuous used with always. This is not about habits. This is about annoyance, irritation, or emotional reaction. For example, She's always talking during the movie. You're always leaving your shoes in the hallway. He's always arriving late these days. The tone is emotional, not neutral.
Lux listened to two roommates, Jake and Sarah. Jake, you're always leaving the lights on.
What? No, I don't.
Yes, you are. Every time I come home, all the lights are on.
Okay, maybe sometimes. But you're always complaining about something.
Great example of emotional present continuous.
Now let's talk about state verbs. Verbs that describe states, not actions. These verbs rarely use the continuous form. Examples: like, love, hate. Know, understand, believe, want, need, remember, forget, belong, mean. So we say, I know the answer. I want a new phone. I love this cafe. But we do not say, I am knowing. I am wanting.
Here's a quick exchange to show this in action. Hey, are you understanding this chapter?
Do you mean, do I understand? Because understand isn't normally used in continuous.
Right. So, do you understand it?
Not really, but I'm trying.
Perfect.
Now, some verbs can be both state and action verbs, depending on meaning. For example, think. I think you're right. Opinion, state. I'm thinking about moving. Process, action. Or have. I have a car. Possession. I'm having dinner. Action. Or see. I see the mountains. Perception. I'm seeing a doctor tomorrow. Arrangement.
Let's hear this in a natural conversation between Helen and John. John, I'm thinking about taking a short vacation.
I think that's a great idea.
I'm having a really stressful week. I need a break.
Yes, I see that. You look tired.
I'm seeing a therapist tomorrow, just to talk things through. Wonderful example.
Now, let's imagine a date. Great context for grammar, because people talk about habits and current situations. Lucas and Ava are talking. So, Ava, what do you usually do on weekends?
I usually go hiking, but these days I'm staying in the city because I'm preparing for an exam.
Do you like hiking?
I love it. And what about you? What do you do?
I work as a photographer. I take photos for magazines.
Nice. And are you working on something now?
Yes, I'm doing a photo series this week.
Perfect real-life English.
Now, let's practice. Decide which tense is correct. I'm watching a great TV show this week. Continuous. I watch TV every evening. Simple. I'm thinking about changing jobs. Continuous. I think this place is beautiful. Simple. She's working from home today. Continuous. She works from home on Mondays. Simple.
Now, let's continue our little story about Clara. Clara works in a bookstore. She loves old books and rainy days. That's her present simple world. But today, everything is different. Today, she's running through the city because she's late. She's thinking about her strange dream. She usually takes the bus, but today she's taking a taxi because of the rain. When she arrives at the bookstore, her boss is waiting. He usually smiles, but today he's frowning.
Clara, thank goodness you're here. Something unusual is happening.
What's going on?
People are calling nonstop about the old blue book you found.
See how the story naturally switches between the two tenses?
And now, a very important use, future meaning of present continuous.
For example, I'm meeting my friend tomorrow. We're having dinner at 7. She's flying to Paris next week. This tense is used for real, arranged plans.
Here's a short example. Are you free tomorrow?
I wish. I'm meeting my cousin in the morning and I'm working later.
How about Friday?
Friday works.
And remember, I fly to Chile every month. Routine. I'm flying to Chile next month. Planned future.
Beautiful difference.
You're doing amazing. You understand so much more now. Temporary habits, emotional always, future plans, and deeper comparisons. You're growing, step by step.
Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and like it so others can find it.
Learn real English with our Hello English podcast for beginners. See you in the next episode.